Doors are open. Bloomington's one and only mixed martial arts gym has officially started practices and sessions in their new updated gym in the Towanda Plaza. Jared Gam is the head coach and the owner of Padigo Submission Fighting, but he isn't just training fighters, he's building a legacy, which is why, with a new gym and expanding dreams, Gam has officially changed the gym's namesake to PSF Legacy. A sign displaying the new title and logo is scheduled to be put up and unveiled this Thursday, showing that although on paper the gym is officially completed and open, there are still finalizations happening. The cage is one of the last major installations for the building, set to be moved over from the previous gym and welded into the back room of the new one for use. The old gym is in the final stages of being cleaned out. The outside of the new building is in the process of having identifiers put up, as well as working on personal touches, like the mural displayed on the former gym walls. Gam tells his trainees that he expects the remodeling, renovations, and moving to be 90% complete after Illinois State University finishes their winter break. The other 10%, he said, can wait until the summer.
The gym is 9,000 square feet. So our last gym was only 2,000, so it was a big jump. But it was one of those where we outgrew our last gym in 4 months. And with the growth and popularity of our gym with PSF, mixed martial arts, it's a right move. So it's one of those where it's very risky because I actually took out a huge loan. I sold my guns, my watches, some silver, all my cash. So I tell these guys, like, you guys hear those stories of those guys who, risk all their money. I was like, you guys are getting a front row seat. But also, too, how good this team is and the guys who are backing me, I have that kind of confidence. So it is scary, but I also know how much this team is going to improve. I just have the faith and belief in it.
The introduction to his fighting journey, Gam said, started very stereotypically, as a kid who got picked on turned gym rat. At 14, Gam discovered the profession of being a personal trainer, a job where you teach and coach people how to work out. He said, "I knew that's what I wanted, what I would do for the rest of my life, and nobody could convince me otherwise." In high school, he started boxing and lifting before becoming a professional fighter for MMA during and after college, where he followed his passion in pursuing a career as a personal trainer by working and managing at 5 different gyms. As a coach now, he said the advice he would give to his past self as a fighter would be that it depends a lot on who you spend your time with, both teammates in the gym and personal relationships outside of the gym. He said, "I really do preach with these guys. Hey, I'm not perfect. I've definitely spent time with people who are the wrong people." He stresses that it's okay to change where you go until you find the perfect fit for yourself, because everybody's perfect fit is different, and preaches the importance of making sure wherever you do go that you make sure you know what they're all about, what they represent, and if they can help you.
The one thing I always learned at other gyms was the gyms that were always successful were the ones that it was a good environment. It was guys wanting to be here when there wasn't even a practice, or even they weren't in workout. Like, I just want to be there just because of the environment, the team. And that's one thing that I could say that I have a very good ability is creating a good environment that people want to be there. And you have guys that are in college, you have fathers, you have kids who are just working. So you have people from all different backgrounds that are out there, and it doesn't matter. They're all a team, and they all support each other. So that's cool when you see some 19-year-old kid going against a 42-year-old corrections officer, or you have, a 40-year-old woman going against a 25-year-old construction worker, but everybody's friends. It's all a big team family here.
This time last year, Gam had plans to open the new gym in a location that was nearby, just a walk away and in the same lot as the original gym, located at Lafayette Park Drive. Instead of a 10-second walk, the new gym is about a 10-minute drive to Towanda Plaza. The new larger space created an exciting atmosphere for anticipating students and Gam alike, with new ways to train and more people to both practice with and coach respectively. The new one of the offices belongs to Gam, and the other is going to be used to develop photos, videos, and utilized for photography work. The currently empty room upstairs, alongside the bathrooms, Gam plans to use in the summer to start, record, and film podcasts. He said he wants to use his podcast to interview various coaches, providing a platform with valuable insights, expertise, and experience on various forms of fighting, exercise, and athletics in general from broader perspectives. The mats are set for grappling, pure wrestling without punching and kicking. Wrestling in this context covers many forms of fighting or combat that does not involve striking with the limbs. Striking and stand-up fighting act as separate umbrella terms for fights that do involve striking, usually involving the individual and coached use of limbs. The cage is used in this type of combat. The distinct techniques GAM offers at PSF Legacy include Brazilian fighting, jiu-jitsu, Muay Thai, kickboxing, and MMA. Each form has distinct and respective classes, with occasional days solely dedicated to conditioning, strength training, or practicing form. Both managers and members of the gym work together, moving gym equipment, organizing, arranging, planning, and prepping to move locations as quickly as possible while still being efficient. Participation from members and students was always voluntary. They provided their help in the moving processes both for the first alleged location and then the secondary location that GAM took a bet on. Andrew May, a second-year student training under GAM and completing his sophomore year at ISU, said,
"Coming out of high school, I always wanted to keep wrestling, but I knew I would struggle at a college level, so I decided to come here. I've just learned a lot from my coach and my other teammates, the students at ISU, and this gym just gives me a good environment to continue to learn what I always wanted to without having the need to do it in a college professional setting. I've learned a lot from my coach and my teammates and just the other students in general just by coming here and working in this type of environment."
Which is exactly what GAM aims to do and be. He said he wants his students to remember him as a good coach. He's reminded of what he does in moments of intense coaching, both in the gym and in life. In reflection, his most recent trip with his students to a tournament in Pansdown, Florida, reminded him of why he does what he does. As a fighter, in the past, GAM has placed second and third in this tournament, which he said is probably the third hardest tournament in the world. But being there as a coach and seeing his students compete for the first time was exciting. One student had never been to Florida, another had never been on a plane. He said it was cool to experience the aspect of being a coach and a parent and taking on both those roles after experiencing what his students have as fighters already. Reasons and moments like this are why GAM does not have a singular proudest moment as a coach or working at PSF.
I'm really proud of is how the gym has helped people. Like them winning tournaments, trophies, like that's cool. But when you hear about like, hey, this has helped my personal life, this has helped my business, somebody's going through a rough time and they came to the gym instead of going out and, making bad decisions. But I think really it can't be just one moment, but it's an accumulation of a lot of small moments.
Check out PSF when their new location is fully complete. Keep updated on their social media at PSF_legacy on Instagram, at PSF Legacy Jiu-Jitsu on Facebook, and on their official website, psfbloomington.com, where you can also sign up for classes, join the gym, and find additional information.
Say is that if you are interested in this sport, it doesn't matter if you've never done it, you've always wanted to do it, you've trained before. Come in and be a part of a good team, and that's also like a family. You're gonna be trained hard, and you're gonna learn a skill, but it's also gonna be fun.
For Com 180, this is Ayana Ramratin.